All right, Liam.
Erik Watts?
It's Watts time.
Yo, let's go. So we're going to start with the Abyss match.
Yes, NWA-TNA Baby number 52, July 2nd. Erik Watts faced the monster Abyss, who is officially named Abyss now. Backstage, Kid Cash is talking to him. He's like, I'm going to call you Abyss.
It's like, yeah, sure.
So then Erik Watts shows up, brawls with Abyss, which leads to Abyss defeating Erik Watts.
In a pretty okay match.
Yeah, it was a cool-ass power move match where like they were doing like top rope power bombs and shit.
Yeah, and Watts can take that damn black hole slam like nobody else.
Well, maybe not nobody else, but he takes it quite well.
Like nobody else.
Nobody in the history of professional wrestling has ever taken a black hole slam better than Erik Watts.
I said that no one takes it like Erik Watts.
That's true. That might suggest he takes it badly.
I suggest he takes it in an Erik Watts-like manner.
Please describe this Erik Watts-like manner.
Chaotically. Half landing on like his hip, flicking around all willy-nilly. Just, it's a crazy way that he takes the move.
Yeah, they have a nice little match here. I thought it was fine.
Yeah, it was a good match. It might be Erik Watts' best in-ring match.
It's better than the Kid Cash match, so yes.
Obviously, we talked about this on the watch-along. Abyss. This is a tremendous look, a tremendous character. Very excited to watch him in TNA. I'm so much looking forward to this.
So NWA-TNA Baby number 53, it was meant to be Jerry Lynn and Erik Watts against Kid Cash and Abyss, but Erik Watts had a staph infection in his leg and had to miss the show, so it ended up just being Cash against Lynn.
Which is fine.
Cash won after Just Incredible ran out, hit Jerry Lynn with a kendo stick to set up their last. We'll talk about that in a minute. But yes, Cash defeated Lynn. We move on. The match was fine. It was a match.
I didn't really like it.
NWA TNA pay-per-view number 54. Backstage, Erik Watts teases Erik from WCW again.
Erik from WCW is going to be here, Garrett.
Which is a tease that has been going on now for weeks and weeks and weeks and weeks.
So this is also where we get the Goldie line about her being fired.
Oh yeah, and she's gone forever.
She's on the screen and she's like, hey, if you got all this sway, can you like get me my job back? And he's like, oh, yeah, shut up. Like, we'll talk about that later. And he's like, don't get your panties in a twist. And then Goldie just is gross. And she's like, you know, I don't wear any. And I'm like, when did this part of Goldie's character come up? And then he's like, haha, I know I don't. And then he Max on her. And yeah.
So like, she's been fired. She's like, Watts, you're like in charge now. Give me my job back. And he's like, no.
No, because at this point, he's not in charge. He just is still teasing that Erik from WCW is coming in. She's just like, you have all this pull with the new management because he says that he knows who the new management is. She's like, can you get me my job back? And he's like,
just distracts.
Maybe.
Also on the show, there's an interview with Kid Cash and Abyss. Mike Tenay sits down with both of them. And my favorite part of this is Abyss is just wandering behind them. Mike Tenay is just trying to do a regular interview with Kid Cash. And Abyss is it's
fucking with shit.
He's just like messing with the stage and like sniffing things and just bashing on the stage.
Yeah, it's because he's not used to this new environment. He was only summoned here like 2 months ago.
Because yeah, Mike Tenay does all of his interviews like sitting at the top of the ramp in an empty arena setting, and yeah, it's great. Just Abyss just wandering around and like he just bashes the metal stage, and Mike Tenay's like, keep your man under control.
We'll talk about it here too because this is the Cash stuff. Once again, Garrett, we have a month where something I hated has turned into something I loved. Because I love this new Kid Cash character.
Yeah, once he's just like a disrespectful jerk that doesn't beat women, it's actually a good character.
Yeah. Even though he does a little women beating in this month. Just a tiny bit. Just a little bit. But yeah, he's such a great shit heel.
Like, he's tremendous. He's just such an asshole. Like, he's so great at just being a disrespectful, smug prick. And you want to see him, like, get the shit kicked out of him. And now that he's not, like, as mentioned, he has a tiny bit of women beating with Sarah Lee. We'll get into that in a second. But once he's not, like, just gross on a visceral, like, off-putting level, he's a great heel.
Yeah, 100%.
It's good stuff. And Abyss sniffing things and bashing things, I'm very much a fan of.
And then trying to murder Mike Tenay.
Yeah, and Mike Tenay making a real good Mike Tenay face after it happens.
Yeah, it's one of the best Mike Tenay. If that man can hit his high spot,
he can make the Mike Tenay face. It's so good.
That's the lollipop ass shake of Mike Tenay. Is that snarl?
So we get more Mike Tenay content. NWA-TNA pay-per-view number 55. Mike Tenay is standing in the ring with a number of legends. He has Ricky Morton of the Rock and Roll Express, Sarah Lee, Harley Race, Larry Zbyszko making his return, and Corsica Jones. Mike Tenay, by the way, introducing all of these men is in his element. and women. Sarah Lee's there too. He's just like full gusto. He's like one half of the Rock and Roll Express. He's like, this is the best moment of my life, introducing all these cool wrestlers.
Yeah. What a segment this was.
So when Mike Tenay just finishes introducing everybody, Kid Cash's music hits. He comes out. He's doing his utterly disrespectful routine. He's being very mean to all the legends and says they're all lame and bad.
Okay, my favorite part of this segment is he's burying everyone, right?
Mm-hmm.
Gets to Corsica Jones, okay? Says some horrific stuff about like him having Alzheimer's, but is kind of immediately proven right when he's pointing at the guy to prove his point and he goes to shake his hand.
He's just not listening.
And you're like, come on. And it was right as he's saying, like, you don't even understand what I'm saying. And he's like going to shake his hand. I'm like, you need to put over the gimmick right now.
Yeah, because I believe Corsica Jones is 82 here, so
yeah,
not a young man.
Corsica Jones just looks like my pop.
He looks like everybody's pop. He's like the most granddad looking man you'll ever see in your life.
This segment, what a sec. And then of course, the biggest baby face in the goddamn company,
Mike Tenay. Yeah, he's already in the ring. We talked about it.
No, come on, Erik Watts comes out dressed to the nines. You gotta say,
he's not wearing a tie.
yeah, because he's a cash boss. Come on, he's biz cash, as he's wont to do. Drops Kid Cash with his big moves.
Hits him with a giant chokeslam.
And reveals he is Erik from WCW.
What? I like the way they don't even mention the Erik from WCW thing either. They're just like, I'm Director of Authority. He's not like, the Erik from WCW person I was talking about for like 2 months is me. He's just like, no, I'm Director of Authority now.
Okay, so I have lots of things to say about Erik Watts as Director of Authority, but first I want to say, do you think they thought they were going to get Bischoff?
No, as mentioned, I think they were trying to get Bill Watts.
Oh, Erik.
I have no idea what the Erik thing was meant to play into there, but the person they wanted was Bill Watts, and they couldn't get him, so they're like, just Erik.
And they got a better Watts.
Erik is in charge now, sure, why not?
So, I love this because they put the most chaotic energy in the world in charge.
Yeah. Like, if you look at what Erik Watts has done in his, 4 months in TNA so far, he has been deranged and crazy and stupid and sleeping with the backstage interviewer and trying to attack Jeff Jarrett and then trying to be friends with Jeff Jarrett and then trying to attack Dusty Rhodes and then trying to be friends with Dusty Rhodes and trying to steal the NWA title and then just give the NWA title back.
He's completely off kilter. This guy is insane. This guy is a pure chaos, alright? And they put him in charge and they were immediately regretting this decision because all of the things he has done have been completely chaotic nutball bullshit. Making Frankie the special ref. Making a ladder match in the most rambly, incoherent promo I have heard for a long time. This man is off the wall. He is pure chaos, and I love it. I am so happy he's in this position of power.
And then you get the two sides of it, Liam. You get Don Callis, management consultant, who is smooth, suave, well-spoken, well-dressed. And then you get Erik Watts, who is unhinged at all times.
Making steel cage matches when trying to get rid of hardcore.
Yeah. I forgot my favorite line from this promo where Cash was talking to Harley Race. And he was like, you may have won the NWA Championship 8 times, but that means you've lost it 9 times.
My favorite line from this was actually him talking to Ricky, and he's like, yeah, you needed a tag team partner to help win all your things. And it's like, as he's hiding behind a piss.
So he can't do maths, and he is hiding behind his gigantic monster.
Yeah, what a character now. This is truly an evolution.
And then, as mentioned, last show of the month, Erik Watts comes out and he makes the most strange madman steel cage match you've ever heard in your life. He's like, you'll be banned from ringside, and Vince Russo, you'll be handcuffed to me, and also there'll be a cage.
So yeah, this is great because he's like, he bans everyone from ringside. Now you're just like, what? This is bullshit. And then he goes, but Vince Russo is allowed. And they're just like, oh, well, finally, you've done something right. And then he goes, but he'll be handcuffed to me. And then they're just like, oh, God damn it. I don't know why my AJ Styles is Jim Cornette. And then and the whole time he's cutting this promo, he's just going, and one more thing, and one more thing, and one more thing. He's the best.